Hi, I'm Jael R. Bakari, and this is the story of how HBO's new Tina documentary gave me the courage to find out who I truly am. A new thoughts and theory blog. In the morning. I hate when bad shit happens. I hate watching people go through bad shit even more. A fine affliction for a writer to have, seeing as conflict and trauma, i.e., bad shit, builds character. Correction, reveals character. No one will buy a story without it. It's as though instinctually we do not know who or what a character is without some predicament-based metric to categorize their actions. Life must test you first, right? I'd much rather stories save all that heartache and characterization and skip to the good part. I don't want to live in that bad space with the character. I don't want to walk in their shoes. I just need to know that they got out of it all right. Down memory lane. Which is why when I saw Tina Turner's new documentary was out on HBO Max, I cringed. I'd seen What's Love Got to Do with It one time too many as a child. Yes, a child. My mom was a huge Tina fan. And I remember hating Lawrence Fishburne for years afterward for how wholly and completely he embodied the role of the depraved soul that was Ike Turner, place he'd share with Danny Glover for his portrayal of Mr. in The Color Purple. Between the multiple viewings with my mother, the numerous replays on network television, and the mandatory rebroadcast on black television networks, I felt I had a fairly good grasp on Tina's story. Domestic abuse victim chants her way to courage, fights back, skyrockets to post-abuse stardom, and lives happily ever after. Oh, and there's a half-remembered rumor in there about living in Greece with a white boyfriend. Something about Mediterranean diets being the key to great legs. Or health. I honestly can't remember which. The point being, why the hell do we need to relive this traumatic-ass life story again? The eye-opener. I'm glad I fought through the cringe in search of the answer. Never have I been happier to be wrong about something in all my life. Through the nearly 90-minute documentary, I found myself empathizing with anime in a way that movie Tina could not accomplish. Movie Tina was this triumphant conqueror who fought back all "I am woman, hear me roar, blah, blah, blah." Her pain was turned into a caricature of what Hollywood imagined surviving domestic abuse looked like. A touch more cheesy music, a few more well-timed commercial breaks and cliffhangers, and it could have been a Lifetime movie special. A real person. Documentary Tina, though, rather anime, was something far more wholesome and awe-filled. This open, honest, and laid-bare version of her was something entirely more relatable. She wasn't some talented but feeble woman who discovered her courage through Buddhism, nor was she a primal green screen for people to project their stories and emotions onto. No, this lady was a real live human being who had been through hell, and all she wanted to do was leave the memories of it behind. But her status as an icon made her story something people wanted to read over and over, ask about over and over, relive over and over. An extended hell reset every time some bright reporter devoid of ingenuity went, "But how did you get the courage to leave?" I wonder if she'd ever been tempted to fire back. I'll let you know when I've left. Questions that need answers. While I've never been in anime shoes, I know what it's like to be stuck in a trauma loop. The space where you wake from nightmares and cold sweats, or get triggered by some smell or distant memory. It's random for me and I hate it. I can't imagine what it would be like to have to quell the impulse, the fear, the bodily response to the memories every time you did an interview. And while her story ends happily ever after enough, a lovely state in Switzerland shared with the love of her life as she rides off into her twilight years, I have to wonder, who was she without the trauma? You were there. Anyone who says trauma doesn't define someone either hasn't been through shit or has taken one too many wild women classes led by some middle-aged woman who found her second calling as a life coach. Trauma is ingrained into the body, with autonomic responses conditioned to snap to attention long after the stimulus has passed. And according to the research, it's passed down to future generations like some sort of passport stamp of where the bloodline has been. So when the heat dies down, when we get to a safe space, when we begin the work of healing and undoing the coping mechanisms we developed to get us through the night, how will we decide who we are in the morning? For Anna Mae, she was a woman in need of love, having never felt she truly received it, no matter what she gave or did to be worthy of it. But did she ever see herself outside of that story? But where to? This is a question I'm struggling with as I move from this level to the next. I know that once things take off and my birth is complete, I will have to come face to face with the answer. And honestly, after seeing Anna Mae reach daylight, only to end up dissociatively staring off into space and fanning herself as she recalled the life she left behind that paid for the life that she now lives, I am terrified as fuck of that answer. Conclusion. So why am I sharing this reflection with you? Because as a fellow black sheep, I can almost guarantee you've endured some kind of trauma, if not a multitude of it. You don't live life on the margin without incurring damage in some way. But just as you've come to learn who you are because of what you've been through, you are going to have to learn who you are without it. When the night sweat stops, when the anger no longer burns, and fear no longer permeates your safe spaces, what name will you answer to when the stars call you home? Only you can decide. I pray Anna Mae finds that answer in her twilight years as she bows gracefully out of the spotlight. And I hope I find mine before daylight casts its glow on me. Here's to finding out. Cheers. This has been a Thoughts and Theory blog from Jael R. Bakari. For more thoughts and theory and other writings from Jael, please visit www.jaelrbakari.com. And don't forget to check out my ebook, The Detox, available now on Amazon Kindle. Thank you.